players. But thank you so much for being here.
The two most awesome teams, awesome is in the Triple World Series. Team is up now. TCS.com. It's the Nebraska Naturals and the Oklahoma Elite, the two teams who have climbed through a power-packed 13-year-old Division I bracket, played through prime-time double elim brackets. Both of these teams came out undefeated, unscathed, and they meet in a one-game showdown for the World Series Championship tonight in Steamboat Springs, Colorado. Before we get going tonight, we're going to take in some of the sounds, the sights of the park. The teams will be introduced by our public address announcer, Linda Hewitt. Our game tonight presented by Baseball America. Check it out at baseballamerica.com. This game also presented tonight by GH Pin Company, ghpins.com. And brought to you by Triple Crown Sports at triplecrownsports.com. Triple Crown Sports proud to present this 13 and under World Series Championship game in Steamboat Springs, Colorado. It is the Nebraska Naturals and the Oklahoma Elite. The Naturals are the visiting team tonight based on a coin flip. The Elite won that flip. They will take the home team designation. And now Linda Hewitt, our public address announcer and longtime Triple Crown staff member, will introduce the members of the teams. They will stay out for an anthem, and then we will rejoin you for an exciting 7-inning ball game championship of the 13-year-old bracket at the Triple Crown World Series.
All right, we'd like to start today's game by introducing our visiting team from the Nebraska Naturals. Number 1, Ethan Urban. Number 5, Logan Anderson. Number 6, Noah Unziker. Number 7, Jake Cromer. Number 11, Drew Weissel. Number 12, Tyler Palmer. Number 18, Tyson Gordon. Number 22, Jet Jensen. Number 23, Tyler Rule. Number 35, Tyson Gordis. And our Nebraska Naturals are coached by head coach Scott Stoliker, and he's assisted by first base coach Ron Whistle and by third base coach Scott Stoliker. And he's also assisted by assistant coach Sam Cromer. Let's everybody give it up for the Nebraska Naturals. Good luck, gentlemen. Have a great game. And for our home team from the Oklahoma Elite, give it up for 0-0 Titan Stevens. Number 1, Caden Tiefotiller. Number 2, Cade Horton. Number 5, Daxton Fulton. Number 6, Levi Denny. Number 12, Gunnar Gundy. Number 14, Cameron Usselton. Number 17, Cooper Harris. And number 26, Blake Robertson. Number 39, Jace Borfin. And the Oklahoma Elite head coach, Chad Fulton. And he is assisted by Brett Borfin and Peter Robinson. I'd like to introduce to you Mr. Hal Weiser to introduce our umpires for tonight's game.
Thank you, Linda. The umpires for tonight's contest, 4-man crew. Behind the plate, calling balls and strikes from Loveland, Colorado, Ted Burquest. At first base, from Myrtles Beach, South Carolina, Tony Morrow. At second base, from Aurora, Colorado, Buck Bartolic. And at third base, from Camp Lejeune, North Carolina, Kyle Bueno.
Thank you, gentlemen, for being a part of this. If you guys will all rise and remove your ball caps and join me for the national anthem.
The teams have been introduced. It's Nebraska Naturals and the Oklahoma Elite as they prepare to take the diamond here at Venata Field at Howelson Hill Park. And glad to have you with us. There's our first base camera that we're taking a look at. There's a third base camera, a center field camera, a home plate camera tonight, a 4-camera webcast. Thad Anderson with Kevin Williams. Kevin, thanks for coming back to Steamboat this year. Had you here last year, and looking forward to quite a matchup here. Two talented teams, both of them coming through the brackets unscathed against quality competition.
I can't wait to see what happens. These teams have fought hard this week to get here. It's great competition. When a team gets to this level and makes it to this championship game, it's special baseball to watch. I'm excited for a beautiful contest and a beautiful spot.
We saw a mix of states coming down the stretch of this tournament, a great geographic mix, and it's Nebraska and Oklahoma who will end up having the honors on this championship ball field tonight. So as we prepare to move into this 7-inning ball game, 13-year-olds, dimensions here, 54-foot pitching, 80-foot bases. And I think it's happened to us a lot of years here, and it's likely to happen again tonight. During the course of this game, I encourage people to remember, those who are watching who aren't a family member, a friend of somebody out here who are just checking it out, this is 13-year-old baseball.
That's correct. 13-year-old baseball. You're going to see a lot of fundamentally perfect baseball out there, but these are still kids. They're going to make mistakes, but they're pretty big. They look like grown men to me sometimes.
The scenery around the ballpark, as always in Steamboat, dramatic, fantastic. The mountains, the greenness. It's been a fairly moist summer around Colorado by Colorado standards, and so the greenness is fully in effect, and just a beautiful place to be playing some ball. See the plate meeting going on, a 4-umpire crew, and you could hear the announcing of Linda Hewitt, and as the teams are brought out, the umpires also introduced tonight. Our plate umpire is Ted Burquest out of Loveland, Colorado, has professional baseball umpiring in his background, still fills in on AAA games when the Colorado Springs Sky Sox have needs as assigned umpires work through those AAA games. So our plate umpire, extremely experienced in this game. And our second base umpire, Buck Bartolik, he is from Aurora, Colorado. Buck Bartolik will be in the middle of the diamond. First base umpire is Tony Morrow, and our third base umpire is Kyle Bueno. And Tony and Kyle, part of the Wounded Warriors Umpire Association, part of this World Series event. We'll talk more about that throughout the course of the night, but great program. A 4-umpire crew on our game tonight. The Elite, again, won a coin toss. They are the home team, and the warm-up pitches being taken out there is the on-deck, or the leadoff and on-deck batter. Get ready to go for the Naturals. That'll be Tyson Gordon and Tyler Palmer, the first two in the order. Gordon leads it off. Palmer hits second. They are on the first base dugout side at the base of Howelson Hill. If another one of those mudslides breaks out tonight, that's going to hit their dugout first, just at the base of the hill. I mean, that mountain is right off the back of the dugout. And pitching duties, mentioned Titan Stevens, 0-0 out there on the mound, getting the arm ready to go and take the pitching honors to start this game. And defense for Oklahoma Elite will have the first shot at it. Third base, Blake Robertson, just kind of checking around the diamond. We weren't given their positioning up front, but we'll tell you as we can where everybody's positioned at. Behind the plate, Cooper Harris will do the catching duties. At first base, it's Caden Tifatiller. So your corners are Robertson and Tifatiller. Pitch one of the championship game is upstairs from Titan Stevens. Ball one to the leadoff batter, Tyson Gordon.
Sometimes that happens. A kid starts off, he's a little bit amped up for a championship game in front of the camera, so he leaves it high, doesn't finish.
And now he leaves it low, so he's got the up and the down covered. Now time to get in the zone. Titan Stevens, quality pitcher. This is unlikely to continue, but he's got 2 balls in the count here against the shortstop, Tyson Gordon, the leadoff batter for Nebraska Naturals. Here's the 2-0 pitch. That's hit towards short. Clean hops. And the hustle down the line works out. Tyson Gordon beats the throw across from shortstop Cade Horton. And that's an infield single on base and setting up a runner on board for the number 2 hitter, Tyler Palmer.
That's a solid ground ball, routine ground ball. But he kind of lays back on it, doesn't come through the ball all the way, and runner beats it out. Great hustle down to first.
Yeah, it was hit well, barreled it up, so it wasn't a slow roller by any means. That's also, it tells you something about Tyson Gordon's speed. So if the steal sign is on, better strap on the seatbelt and get ready for a ride. Gordon got down the line quickly. Ethan Urban batting third. He's on deck. Urban waits in the on-deck circle behind this batter, Tyler Palmer. Time called. Titan Stevens wants to talk to Cooper Harris, his catcher. And as usual, yep, it's here again. This championship game always draws a big crowd. The third base side of the field is closer to the hub of this four-field park, and the fence line down there is packed with people. You can see right there behind, packed with Tyler Palmer, a full house behind him. Same thing in the bleachers on the first base side, and that left field foul fence is stacked deep. The outfield covered with folks. Great crowd for this championship game. There's a breaking ball. Is going to get over the bag and down the line. Fair ball. Extra bases. Rounding second. Tyson Gordon is pulling up at third. And in head first with nobody there to cover the bag, but showing some gamerness is Palmer. And now on the getaway throw, there's run number one. Tyson Gordon scores on the mishandled ball coming back in from the outfield. Double for Tyler Palmer. Puts the runners in motion. 1-0 Nebraska Naturals.
Yes, good job taking advantage of the situation. Pressure offense always puts the pressure on the defense, and then a little bit of a miscue lets that runner come home.
Ethan Urban batting in the number 3 spot, scheduled to start as the pitcher for his team when they take the field. He's going to be playing with a lead when he takes the diamond for the first time on that 54-foot mound. The question now is how much of a lead will it be? It's 1 run now. Nobody out and a runner at second. Threat of more. Let's go ahead and clear the air about this right now. We do not have a radar gun out here tonight, and there's there's good reasons for that. Let's not have the kids too worried about what they're throwing for gas. It's all about speed change and location. But I can tell you, Titan Stevens is throwing hard. So far, the Naturals not having a problem getting around. In fact, the first 2 hitters both pulled the ball against the power pitching of Stevens.
Yeah, Titan's still trying to find his location. He's getting close. He's taking a deep breath, walking around, trying to gather himself. He looks great.
Here's a 3-0 pitch. And that's down, so let's talk about that for a second. That pitch, borderline, could be a strike, could be a ball. What we see there is you learn from that early on. Exactly. If that's what a professional, experienced umpire is going to give you or not give you, you got to learn and adjust. Now we got a mound meeting, just 3 batters completed into this game, and we're talking about probably a warm-up change here, bringing in the right fielder, so moving in from right field, Daxton Fulton, and I imagine is that going to be the bullpen, or are they going to bring him in right now? Checking in or moving out to right field is Gunnar Gundy.
Right. Looks like he's going to go out there and try to warm up a little bit.
So probably going to see Titan Stevens stay at it. They're just going to get the bullpen active. Had to get the right fielder into the bullpen to get that going. Interesting note here, too, and this is abnormal for this championship game. Right. It's televised and webcasted games we've done for 10 years now in Steamboat. Both these teams, 10 guys on their roster.
Exactly.
That's lean.
That is lean.
So you don't have anybody bullpen catch down there. You got a coach going to be doing that or a parent.
That's correct. I just hope Titan...
I think they need you. You want to go down and squat?
I think Titan will, if he gets the time to be able to relax and find his groove, he'll show us what he's got, and I hope he gets that chance.
Tyler Rule, the catcher. Runner breaking, and did he go full? I wasn't looking at Titan. Did he go full on that or not? I didn't see if he went from the windup, but the runner hesitated not at all. Tyler Palmer had the bag easily. Ball fouled away by Tyler Rule. But I just looked up, and Palmer had a huge jump. So it was either just a read. I didn't see if Titan might have. This game's going to archive immediately when this game's over, so we'll be able to take a look at that all throughout the night and throughout the next month or so of watching the archived version of this webcast. And he might not have gone full. It might just been a good read, but I didn't see where he started his motion from.
Good job that time by Titan to hang his leg and go back to second just to keep him honest.
Well, he also got the strike 1 pitch, and so he got ahead in this count, which is important. Now he's 1-1 after the pitch up to Tyler Rule. Here comes the 1-1 from Titan Stevens. That swung on and knocked through the hole by a shortstop. Going to bring the runner around third. Throw comes high. It's going to let runners move up. Nebraska Naturals have everything going, and honestly, right now, Oklahoma Elite, they've made a couple of misplays from the outfield, letting those runners move. Runner's going to score on that. Great swing by Rule, 2-0 Naturals, and no force on. Runners move up to second and third. Ethan Urban to third. Tyler Rule to second after his RBI single.
Yeah, you got to hand to the Naturals there, just taking advantage of the situation, keeping the pressure on the defense. Again, keeping the pressure on sometimes forces miscues at this age.
Third base coach is Scott Stoliker. He's the head coach of the Nebraska Naturals, and he came in with a plan here. He's hoping to get base runners in inning 1. He got that opportunity. You always appreciate that as a third base coach when your team gives you some things to do, and then he was limbering up the rotator cuff before this game to be wheeling some guys around. He had Tyler Palmer moving. Great speed at the top of the order for the Naturals, too, is what we've seen so far.
Yeah, it looks like a solid lineup from top to bottom already. First
lefty we've seen here. My partner Kevin Williams appreciates that. A lefty yourself.
Absolutely.
And, Logan Anderson in there. Logan scheduled to play left field defensively. Logan now batting left side with a 1-1 count. Nobody out. And teammates at second and third. There's a strike. Good pitch. Working on the inside part. The righty pitcher working it in to the knees of the lefty batter. And a 1-2 count.
Yeah, that's something we're hoping for. Just see Titan kind of settle in and make sure he can hit those spots and kind of fall into this game here and get himself in a groove.
Here's the 1-2. It's too far in. Logan Anderson works his way out of the danger zone of that pitch. There's a nice look at Logan digging back into the box. And his home is his support crowd right behind him on that shot, the first base dugout side, the first base bleacher side. His crew right behind him. There's the first out, and that's... You're not off the hook by any means. You got runners at second and third, but that's huge for Titan Stevens and for the Elite. They had given up 2 runs.
Right.
What, 4 guys had come to the plate. Everybody reached, 3 hits, 1 walk. So that strikeout, maybe like you're talking about, is what they need to turn the tide.
Right. Yeah. Get somebody warming up just to put the parents and the fans at ease, but let Titan just kind of settle in and make sure that he's got a chance here to be comfortable.
Here's Jake Cromer, another left-handed batter. Jake, the EH extra hitter. So both teams batting all 10. Talked about the 10-player rosters. That's a small roster size for the World Series, just one more than what you need to play a game.
Right.
And they're, commend the coaches for that. They're both batting all 10 of the guys, too. They have the option to bat 9, of course, a straight-up high school lineup, but they're having everybody involved in this championship opportunity. Cromer's got an 0-1 count. Titan Stevens keeps working the zone now, settling in. Titan a little frustrated, but I love that pitch he's throwing to lefties. I mean, that's tough stuff working across from the third base side on release to the knees on the inside black.
Yeah, very difficult to see it for a lefty. Most of us let it go by, and sometimes you catch that corner, it makes us look funny.
And now gets the ball out enough where Cromer's going to get the bat on it, score 2. That's a 2 RBI single from Jake Cromer. He doubles the lead from 2-0 to 4-0 Naturals.
Yeah, good job getting the bat on the ball, getting that thing in play, making good things happen. Right up the middle, diving effort. These guys are pretty excited. Good for the Naturals.
The Naturals in their double elim final, they were in primetime bracket play here earlier today, so each of these teams won. They would have had both of them had to be beaten twice, and neither of them did get beat for the if game.
Right.
The Naturals jumped out to a 9-0 lead earlier today, and then got into a 9-5 ball game. Had to put the foot back on the gas pedal. Wound up winning by 8 runs, but they blew didn't blow a big lead. They hung up a big lead right out of the gates in their last game too, and they're doing it again here in the championship. 1 out, 1 on. Strike 1 is called against Drew Wessel, the second baseman now in the box for Nebraska Naturals. Drew Wessel batting.
Once again, good job, Titan, getting ahead in the count. Set himself up for possible success right now. That's good.
Get the impression pretty quickly here. 0-1 pitch. Missed 1-1 pitch. Get the impression here that it's going to be hard to throw anybody at the Naturals. It's going to cause them to not get good swings. You're going to have to play some defense. You're going to swing the bat a little bit in this championship game. Naturals are impressive at the plate.
Yeah, I agree. Everybody's come up and has an idea what he's got going on, and it's been fun to watch.
Runner going, and this ball spanked to right, and that could be a double off. Caught in right, and no chance for the runner who was stealing. That was Jake Cromer. He was around second. That ball caught in right field by Gunnar Gundy, who checked into this game for the bullpen rotation.
Right.
Gundy takes in the line drive, makes a nice no-hop throw to first base right on the mark, and that ends the top of the first. But 4 across for Nebraska Naturals. They jump out with some decisive swings of the bat. Single by Gordon, double by Palmer, walk to Urban, a single to Rule. That's the first 4 batters. And Cromer mixes in a 2 RBI single. It's 4-0 Naturals. Bottom of the first, Cameron Usselton, Jace Borfin, and Blake Robertson, the batters. The first 3 in the order for Oklahoma Elite coming up. Bottom of the first inning now. Oklahoma Elite first chance to bat, trailing by 4 in Steamboat Springs, Colorado. Beautiful shot of Mount Werner and the ski runs, and the Naturals take the diamond. There you see number 35 on the mound. That's Tyson Gertis. Gertis will start for the Naturals.
Looks like Gertis hasn't even pitched this tournament yet. He's not on the pitching lineup, not on the bracket. So we'll see what he's got here. I bet he wants to. He watched the other half of the inning. He's going to watch that umpire was not giving the low zone, so he's going to try to establish himself.
And he does right out of the gate. Strike 1 delivered by Tyson Gertis. We're looking at the pitching charts, the tournament pitching charts. The Naturals have played 7 ball games in the tournament to this point. This is their 8th. They've thrown 8 different pitchers. 8 of their 10 rostered players have pitched in this tournament, but among the 2 who haven't thrown is the championship game starter, Gertis, and we'll see what he can do, but that is a pretty nice situation for coaches to have a clean slate, full inning availability under the tournament pitching rules for your starting pitcher, your championship game. 0-2 pitch, throwing that bender. There's a nice slide and block. Good work behind the plate on a 2-strike pitch. Jet Jansen slides out to a 1-2 count, keeping that ball in front. Short backstop here at Venata Field, by the way, so loose balls on a drop third. You don't get a whole lot of room to run. This ball shot foul. Leadoff batter Cameron Usselton sends that into the weedy mountainside area. So that short backstop, a couple things, pass balls, wild pitches. Moving first to second, second to third, not really a problem, but trying to get third to home on anything loose is tough. And we see Gertis throwing a lot of breaking balls. That could come into play in the course of this game. Does it again. This ball is rolled to short, bobbled, throw is out. Looks like a good call at 1, but we almost had the same thing happen as led off the top of the first with a shortstop ground ball that wound up in a runner on. Instead, Usselton is out by a half step.
Yeah, the leadoff guy is going to get down the line quickly. He put the ball in play, made him make the play. Shortstop stayed with it, came through with the throw, got him. Great call at first. Yeah, that was bang, bang.
That's Tyson Gordon at shortstop making the play. Tyson, the leadoff batter who got that 4-inning started for Nebraska Naturals, now makes the first out on the assist across to the first baseman for the Naturals. There's a ball down. We're looking at Jace Borfin now, number 2 batter, a big lefty in the box, hitting number 2.
Boy, Tyson's been around the zone with every pitch this half inning.
This is smacked to first and nicely played on the short hop. That's taken up. That's Jet Jansen. So let me apologize and correct myself. On the lineup the Naturals gave us, they had Jansen behind the plate. We can't see the number on the catcher right now because of the chest protector he's wearing, but that's Tyler Rule behind the dish. He's number 23, and Jet Jansen's number 22. That's Jansen at first base. They actually had 2 catchers listed on their lineup they handed to us, which they're obviously not playing a 2-catcher defense right now, so we'll get that corrected, and it's Jansen who took the assist on the throw, or took the put out on the assist from shortstop Tyson Gordon, and there he took an unassisted ground ball for out number 2. Good start defensively, good start pitching-wise for the Naturals, and their starter Tyson Gertis. After they score 4, they get the 1-2 batters retired, and now there's a pitch up. They're dealing with the number 3 batter, Blake Robertson.
Yeah, Tyson's got a lot of off-speed pitches going. Like I said, he's been around the zone, forcing them to make a play.
This guy right here now at the 3-1 count, Blake Robertson, the big lefty. You were talking earlier, we had a chance to watch their games to get into this championship. And we also got some stats from this, and Blake Robertson, this guy went off last game.
Yeah, he was 3 for 4 to get into this game. 3 for 4. One of those hits was a home run. 2 singles and a home run. Now he takes a walk.
Takes a pitch down. That's a 5-pitch walk. 1 strike in the mix, and otherwise 4 balls and a base runner aboard. Robertson at first base on the walk after the Usselton and Borfin ground outs. Now the cleanup man, Caden Tifatiller. Caden, number 4 batter. It's a pretty imposing 13-year-old at-bat that's going on here. And we've seen size out of really all the top of the order here from the elite. They've got some players capable of getting the ball, traveled a long way in the 6,000 feet of elevation here in Steamboat Springs.
Yep.
Tifa Tiller didn't think that pitch was worthy of a strike call, but it got one for Gertis, and it's an 0-2 count. Protection mode now for Tifa Tiller. And he swings through it. Good pitch by Tyson Gertis. 1 walk mixed around a couple of groundouts and a strikeout in a 4 plate appearance inning in the bottom of the first. Oklahoma Elite cannot answer the 4 put up by Nebraska Naturals. It's 4-0 after 1. Again, scheduled to be a 7-inning ball game. No time limit on this championship game. There are run rules in effect for the championship, and if it becomes a topic worth talking about, we'll get into those run rules a little later on. But as it stands, we'll talk about this being a 7-inning ball game. Home team is the Elite. They're in a hole right now. You can join in the conversation. Use hashtag IPlayTCS. Is it hashtag? That's hashtag.
Hash Brown, I think.
Hash Brown. Use them Hash Browns. Hashtag IPlayTCS on Twitter. You use Twitter a lot, don't you?
I have never.
Okay. So you just stay with the Hash Browns.
Yeah.
Hashtag IPlayTCS. You can tell us who you're rooting for in the championship game, or tell us your favorite thing about Steamboat. Get in the game. Use hashtag IPlayTCS. And be part of the conversation about the Triple Crown Baseball World Series here in Steamboat Springs. It's pretty easy to be a camera operator here with a variety of shots.
Sure.
But that said, we want to say that we appreciate the work of our crew from Goalmaster28, GM28. They've been bringing single camera streams of all the ball fields in Steamboat throughout the course of the World Series. And now tonight they are our technical production crew for this webcast on WatchTCS.com. Thad Anderson, Kevin Williams with you, and of course we are the puppets of Andy Hansen, the Media Relations Director for Triple Crown Sports. Thanks to Andy for all of his work and all of his crew, Kyle Koso and the whole gang. Seasonal intern Thomas has been cranking it out. He's getting busy up here in Steamboat, doing a great job with all the information. Unzicker leads it off for the Naturals. This is Noah Unzicker, the third baseman for the Naturals, and he's batting in the number 8 spot for the Naturals. Pretty nice, again, for the coaches. When you're hitting the top of the second, you're on the number 8 batter in your 10-batter order. Swings and sends a pitch foul. Now a 2-strike count. Good start by Titan Stevens to get into the second inning.
Yeah, that's kind of what we were hoping for in the first inning, is that he was able to catch his breath and settle in, get past the nerves, and just start pounding the zone. Let's see what he comes up with here with a breaking ball, maybe.
Here's an 0-2. Comes with some gas, and Unzicker just barely stayed alive, but good work. We've seen the Naturals show some great plate presence, great approaches just in the first inning alone, and now Unzicker continues that trend. Titan Stevens, by the way, he had thrown 3 innings prior to this game being played right now by Oklahoma Elite, and this is their 7th game in the pitching charts. There's a strikeout pitch. Titan Stevens gets his 2nd K of the game on a swing by Unzicker. That brings Tyson Gertis to the plate.
Yeah, great pitch. Way to see him after they snap that strikeout. They snap it down to third, throw it on their horn. They look sharp. Looks like they're back on their toes. Let's see how they do here now.
Tyson Gertis, pitcher for the Naturals. There's a little slider-looking thing. It's got a little bend on it, and that's up for a ball. And the pitching chart that we're looking at, we'll update you on Titan Stevens' situation for inning availability. This ball lifted, gonna get foul. Luckily we're under a tent, but some other people gotta check their insurance policies. They're clean. So this is showing 7th game, the pitching charts, tournament pitching charts showing this is the 7th game for the Elite. 13-year-olds get 7 innings through the first 4 games played, and then a +1 for every game played after that. Here's a 1-1 pitch. That's a little off speed and got Gertis out front. Good pitch from Stevens. So this could be up to 10 innings total for the tournament now, and Titan Stevens entered having thrown 3. So if this game went regulation, went 7 innings, he could throw the whole thing if he can settle in. Threw a lot of pitches there in the first inning, though. Going to have to work with some pitch count already.
Right.
No rules on pitch count in this tournament, but coaches obviously stay on that and consider that as one of their factors. That pitch is well placed on a 1-2. Stevens wanted it, didn't get the down call. And Stevens hopped around after that pitch, and I think the request from the plate umpire was for the catcher to go out and make sure he was okay. That's actually, this is not about Titan Stevens giving a kind of look back like I wanted that strike. This is actually a great move by our plate umpire, who we talked about. Got some professional umpiring background in his world. It's Ted Burquest, and he saw the hop off the mound there. It just looked like a little stutter step and maybe a little, something didn't feel right. That's a great move right there. Have your catcher go talk, make sure Titan's okay.
Right. And these portable mounds, as you come off.
2-2 pitch coming. Now full count.
These portable mounds, as these young men come off, sometimes they almost overstride this. Some of these men have gotten so big, these young men have gotten so big so early that portable mound hits right in their landing zone, makes it kind of uncomfortable to land sometimes.
But some of them on this full count pitch. 3-2. That's chopped towards second. Throw is low and loose and into the dugout. That's going to be a free base. So for the Elite, Cameron Usselton at second base put the throw in the dirt. Caden Tiefatiller tried to make the pick, but that ball got into the dugout, and that's a couple of bases there. Gertis with one out is on by error.
It's just another situation of a guy at bat hanging in there and putting the ball in play and making good things happen. He's out there at second base now.
Second error of the game in just 2 innings here now for the defense of the Elite. Looking to get their legs under them here. They've given a few things to the Naturals. The Naturals earned most of their things in the top of the first, swinging the bats. And Jet Jansen playing first base. And that pick move got him. Trying to take the bag, going to be out at third base. Good work by Titan Stevens to erase the error runner and back to clean bases with 2 down. On the spin move, he disengaged the rubber. He can take the runner, makes that throw to third base to Blake Robertson on the tagout. Kevin, you're talking about comes a no count, 0-0 pitch that's fouled away by Jet Jansen. Talking about that portable mound and trying to find their stride. You know, some of these kids, they've been here a week now. They've grown 4 inches just while they've been in town. So they're also, a lot of guys this age are having to readjust to their new body sizes and figure out where their landing points are and keep everything kind of dialed in physically in this huge growth window. You know, some kids 11 years old out of 12, heavy 13, 14, 15, 16-year-old. It's hard as a pitcher to keep your mechanics tight.
Right, it just takes repetition, constant movement with those muscles.
That ball swung on and looked like maybe toward the handle, and that's pretty good strength by Jet Jansen to send that onto the grass here at Venata Field in Steamboat Springs. A single for Jet Jansen with 2 down, and that's big there. With 1 out, that probably scores the runner from second base with the shallowness and then the thick grass of Venata Field here. So that pickoff by Titan Stevens probably just dodged a run. Jansen turns it over to the top of the order. Now Tyson Gordon 2 down, 1 on.
Yeah, that pick move was huge. Again, they're being very aggressive on the base path, so he knew he had a chance he might get a guy leaning, and he did. When he hung his leg, came off, disengaged, he had him dead to rights.
Stevens to the plate, gets strike 1 on a bending pitch to Tyson Gordon. And yeah, you're right about the aggressive base running. I'm sure Scott Stoliker, from what we saw in the first inning, he was going to have his runner going around 2 if that would have been an option there on that shallow ball, and again testing the defense, but pickoff move made that moot. 1 strike to Gordon, who singled and scored his first time up.
Just shows you the caginess of Titan. You know, up there, he's going to battle no matter what. He's been through every situation on the mound, and
throws a breaking ball that Tyson Gordon stays back on and delivers into left field. Runners on first and second, now station to station with 2 outs. Tyler Palmer doubled his last time up, knocked in a run. He's now in. How about that? Your leadoff hitter, if you're the Nebraska Naturals, you're in the second inning, he's 2 for 2.
Right. That's good. Nice to see. Nice to see that lineup turn over and get to these guys again.
You mentioned earlier about, a couple times you made comments like we're hoping Titan gets settled in, and I absolutely agree, and that's not any kind of a rooting for anyone or the field.
Have success, obviously, to be
it's already for bounce maybe a little play and the deal with a little traffic, but they got a 0 on the board. That's a big answer after the 4-run first. They've got a 0 on the board from the top of the second, and it's back to the bats for Oklahoma Elite in the bottom of 2.
Thanks for coming out and watching tonight's game. It's the best it's felt all day.
The sign in the window said for sale or trade on the last remaining dinosaur Detroit made.
That's impressive.
Just Lone Star. Along with the tunes at the park right here. Baseball and baseballamerica.com. That's baseballamerica.com. Baseball America presenting of batters to the plate. The outfielder 33-4.
Yeah, just strokes a double.
Of innings going to get out of spot. Now a 1-2 spot. It's so hard to take pitches, especially with a guy who's been bending in a little bit out there as a pitcher. Good layoff by Denny. Now he reaches at this breaking ball. Runner's going to try to go second to third, going to make it. So the throw across successful. Out recorded on the 5-3 putout. Naturals Noah Unzicker playing the third base defense, getting the throw across to Jet Jansen. One out, and Cade Horton moves up to third on the throw. Good
play by Noah. You know, he did look the runner back a little bit, held him in check, and then when he went across the diamond, he knew his speed to be able to take care of it, get him over to third.
Titan Stevens, pitcher batting, pops it foul, third base side. That's caught. One pitch, it's a pop out. And again, third base activity for Noah Unzicker.
With 2 outs, brings to bat number 5, Daxton Fulton.
Again, Gertis around the zone, keeping his teammates active, keeping his teammates on their toes.
Daxton Fulton started in right field, and after a couple of batters was pulled to bullpen, so he's currently in that EH role. Ball gets loose on a throwaway, but the runner wasn't looking for one, but also that would have been tough to get home on. That's, you know, on 80-foot bags, that's not a long throw for the infield. But took his eye off it just second. Cade Horton. You don't expect that, obviously.
Right.
Catcher throw getting loose in the infield. This ball bounces nicely blocked. Good work behind the dish by Tyler Rule.
You love seeing that. You love a catcher being able to help out a pitcher like that. Giving that pitcher that confidence to throw a breaking ball like that and not have to worry about it getting away, scoring a run.
Now a 1-1 count. Ball hit through the right side of the infield and on the board. So there it is. A run comes across the plate for Oklahoma Elite. Cade Horton, his leadoff double, and then moving up on that ground out. That all pays off. Daxton Fulton delivers the RBI single, and Cooper Harris, the catcher, batting number 9 spot of the 10-batter order.
Yeah, like you said, moving over to third was big in that at-bat to give him a chance to do his job and hit a ground ball to the right side to score a run.
First pitch swinging, it's Cooper Harris. We don't know for sure. We don't have the dugouts mic'd up. I wonder if there's a conversation about first pitch attacking, especially with the guy throwing breaking balls, because the Elite, they have been extremely aggressive here swinging first pitch. This bouncer, well blocked again. No move up for Daxton Fulton.
Well, yeah, it doesn't take players and coaches alike to notice someone's around the zone like Gertis is. When someone's around the zone, you know, take the pitch that you want to hit and you hit your strike. So I agree. Sometimes you do want to be aggressive like that.
Now a 2-1 count. Pitch that misses. That pitch missed for a 3-1 count. Big swing and a miss. And a full count, 3-2. And a swing and a miss. So from a disadvantaged count, it was 3-1 back. Tyson Gertis fights his run in. Double. And he's follow up the Lone Star with some cheap trick.
All right, top of the third brings
You're pretty good.
That's my iPod they're using, by the way. That's why I know all these songs.
That makes it easier.
I have 7 songs on my iPod. I know them all. Third inning now underway. Pitch won by Titan Stevens. He goes bender and gets strike one on the number 3 batter in the order who's starting off this third inning, Ethan Urban. Ethan walked and scored in the first inning. He's in an 0-1 count. He's in an 0-2 count.
So you can tell down Titan is now pounding the zone, keeping his defense alert and on their toes, ready to help him out at a moment's notice.
Ethan Urban, 0-2 count. And he goes backwards K. Ethan looked at a paint pitch. Settle in here by Titan Stevens, and so going back to the original defensive alignment.
That's incredible. Yeah, you don't see that very often, but with 10 guys in the dugout, that's what you have to do at some point.
Here's a jam pitch, nicely located up in on the hands for Tyler Rule. 0-1 count.
Umpire's going to take a look at that ball, make sure there's not too big of a nick or cut taken out of it so it doesn't give an advantage to the pitcher. He put it back in his pouch, so it must have been good to go.
Starting to get that movement pitch going on, throwing a hard breaking ball, and that thing is diving away from the barrels of this strong hitting Naturals team. Tyler Rule has an 0-2 count now. There's a hard bouncer on a short hop, second hop. Throw is rifled high. That's the third error of the game, and that gets out of play again. And that's on second. Logan in the left side box. There's a well-placed pitch. Blake Robertson playing third base for the on a fooled pitch. It's a slow roller. Nice play. Charging through that from shortstop is Cade Horton. That's an important out there. Runner moves along to third base. Tyler Rule on to third, but Logan Anderson, left-handed batter too, so a slow roller with a lefty running. That's pretty key play. And now Jake Cromer. Jake, biggest single swing of the game so far, a 2 RBI single, his second at bat here. And he's going to knock in another one. 3 ribbies in the game for Cromer on a couple of swings.
We got to hand it to Cromer there. That ball was middle out in the plate, and he took it where it was pitched. He put it through the hole between short and third. Solid base hit to score another RBI. Great job, Cromer.
So Drew Wessel steps in now, and another run in. It's 5-1. Naturals push it back to a +4 on the scoreboard. And the Elite trying to get out of this inning. They were in decent shape to do that, but Jake Cromer, 2 singles, 3 ribbies. Come on, Jake. What is this, championship game? Kids getting right to it. Drew Wessel lined out to right field. Hit it well. That was the double play that ended the top of the first inning. Hit a shot with a runner stealing. "3-1 pitch coming. 3 balls, 1 strike with 2 down. Drew Wessel sitting in a good count here. Titan Stevens and his defense eager to get back to the bats, back to their third base dugout. There's a strike delivered, and Drew Wessel just put himself in sort of a bad spot there, Kevin. That that bat got to the on-deck circle. He had to go retrieve it and come back for a full count pitch.
I saw him actually look at the umpire when he got back to the box and kind of give him a nod, and the umpire said no problem, so he must have apologized as soon as he got back.
He was just trying to sell it, and they tell him to hustle down the line on the walks. He was just following coach orders. Now a full count pitch, 2 outs. That ball's hit. Runner moving, of course, on the 3-2, 2 outs. Got a round second. Got to hold that runner at third base. So the single puts him on the corners. Jake Cromer first to third.
Good wood on that. Put that in the gap. Got him all the way to third.
That is figurative wood. We're playing with metal up here.
Correct.
But you're using lingo, and I appreciate that.
Some sort of metal alloy situation.
Yeah, there's some composite stuff happening there. Brent Borfin, one of the coaches for Oklahoma Elite, is out for a visit, and Titan Stevens is going to yield the baseball here. So a pitching change now for Oklahoma Elite, and it's that same guy we've been seeing shuttle in and out of right field to the bullpen back to right field, and they are going to check in. Daxton Fulton pitching change here with 2 outs in the top of the 3rd inning, trying to keep just the 1 run across.
The age here.
Kerry, thanks for, yeah, the average age really just plummeted as well. Kerry, thanks for coming in and spending a little bit of time with us. Tell us what you're thinking here with your observations. I know you got up into town. You've just sort of seen a day or so far of this, but you've been around Steamboat since you were diapered.
Yeah, I was thinking back to my days playing here. 1996, I hit a ball right over that left field fence there, the 292 mark. And I've seen a lot of games in this town since '83. Triple Crown's been running baseball and softball out here, and I've been here for pretty much all those years as my dad hauled me in and out of town, and we'd spend August up here in July, and it's a great place to be.
Yeah, fantastic event. It's this is what my 15th or 16th year coming up here for this thing, and it's funny driving around town today. Just it's a lot of this. I mean, you see the same things year after year, but yet it's different people. Sometimes the same people, but they're having as much fun as they have every. You're probably the same way. You've been here every year of your life, and you look forward to being here.
The summer, the winter. I mean, you come to this town, and yeah, it's the same place, but it's there's something about Steamboat coming. As a young boy or as an adult, or bringing my now 30-day-year-old child, so 1 month old, rather than baseball is my latest.
Monet Davis, come on now.
This is true. This is true. Good piece of baseball.
And you named her Monet, didn't you?
No, it's Tully.
Oh, Tully. Oh, well, okay. I didn't follow the Monet trend that's busting out across the country right now.
Nope.
We're getting back to the top of the 3rd inning with Noah Unzicker in the box. 2 aboard, a 1st and 3rd situation, Kevin. You got 2 down here, you're up 4. Are you running right here on the 1st and 3rd? About a 1-step lead on a lefty now pitching, so you got some trouble with getting a big lead against the lefty, but going to get him moving. What are you doing?
In this game right here, right now, I would not, like you said, that 1-step lead with a lefty. Just be safe. You've already done some damage. Just take what they give you right here.
Lefty pitcher Daxton Fulton, who just arrived on the mound, works the ball inside across the lefty Unzicker. That's a great pitch, and he's got an 0-2 count. Boy, instant effectiveness on the hill. 2 pitches, 2 great strikes delivered by Daxton Fulton. Get him 1 more or something to make an out with for the defense, looking to get his team back to the dugout. Good fend off by Unzicker. That's going to get foul and out of play over that nice crowd that's assembled down the left field side. As we were talking about earlier, outfield's populated swing at it.
Yeah, what an advantage of lefty to be able to pound the zone like that. Again, you keep your defense on their toes. It makes it much easier to play defense when they're in the game and ready to roll. Now to try to add to your lead.
8 hits in the game. Is it 9? That's going to 1-hop to second base. Picked up, and the throw almost pulled off the bag, and it's an off-the-bag call. Took his time, assessed the situation, made the call at first base, and as safe as the call. Tony Morrow, our first base umpire. Looked like juggle and a foot pull.
Even a bobble there, maybe glove, kind of snapped in there a couple different times. Didn't look like it stayed in there very good.
So that's an E4 error hung up by the Elite. That's 4 errors in this game in just the 3rd inning. 8 hits in the game for the Naturals. That's a double whammy there. 8 hits, they're swinging it, and they're getting help.
Right, and that right there, that bobble, I mean, obviously the out was made in time, but then a bobble had to reclutch his grip in the glove, and that allowed the guy to be safe, and I think it's a good call.
Good call.
6-1 the count now. The first pitch, swinging on that.
That's what happened.
Going to bring the runner around 3rd and then put the brakes on him.
Good throw.
So a shot to center field hit so toastily that Jace Borfin, the center fielder, got to it to come down the line. So Fulton now, after coming in and putting up a couple of strikes, it was really that battle by Noah Unzicker. He got an 0-2 count, fouled some pitches off, and then reached on error, and now the Naturals making life hard again on the defense of the Elite. Another ball to the backstop that Wessel's going to hold up. And a time called here to change the baseballs. So a 2-0 count, nowhere to put him. Bases full of Naturals of the Nebraska variety.
Elite looks just a little uptight defensively. I think they've probably not been playing like this all week. They've probably been more aggressive. That shortstop early in the game just kind of let a ball come to him rather than go get it. I'd like to see these guys, put their glove out there and go get a ball. not play in any kind of worry at all.
Yeah, they looked like they were going to settle in. That second inning kind of got things settled, but this third inning has turned tough on them. They got a leadoff strikeout, then an error at third, a ground out. The first three batters were strikeout, error, ground out. And now 4 more. This is the 5th actually to come to the plate after those first 3. So 8 guys to the plate with Jansen currently in there. He just took a strike on a 3-0 pitch. Bases loaded. 3-1 is down. Walk in. Now a little bit of everything's happened to the Elite here tonight. They just walked in the 7th run.
You see Daxton struggling a little bit. He's trying to handle his emotions too. Again, as we talked about earlier in the broadcast, these are 13-year-olds, and you can see him. He's off the mound. He's kind of gathered himself, taking a couple breaths. I bet he comes back with a strike right this second.
Extremely capable of swinging the bats. I don't think they want to be in a 7-1 hole by any stretch of the imagination, but the Elite, they've got to buy themselves some time, reel this thing in slowly, get a couple of shots, and then see what they can do. But they got to get out of this inning first. Back to the top of the order, Tyson Gordon, 2 singles in the game already, batting for the 3rd time in the 3rd inning. The leadoff guy in the order has been up each inning so far for the Naturals. And he missed it. Call was ball, that's out, is the interpretation. If you heard some Charlie Brown adult kind of mumbling on the webcast, it was
wah, wah, wah.
And we got a professional, experienced umpire out here. He's doing a good job of letting pitchers know where they're missing. I love the way he's handling this game.
Crowd.
Yep, yeah, everybody's getting it, and the internet. Everybody's picking that stuff up. That's a great pitch, bending in from Daxton Fulton. 1-2 pitch now. Fulton, bender again, just step on the plate for that is the option, and that kicked into the brain of Oklahoma Elite's catcher, Cooper Harris. Man, credit Harris. A few balls got through him, but I mean, he's dealing with some stuff behind the plate. Blocks that, stomps out the 3rd out, but runs on the board again. Damage done. 3 runs in for Nebraska Naturals, and through 2.5 innings, 7-1, Naturals on top of the Oklahoma Elite. So all that action going on. Finally, I know America's been waiting to hear more about Tully, Kerry, and congratulations to you and Chelsea on the new arrival.
I appreciate
Yet
that.
another, the king tree blossoming, and how's it going?
It's going well. The child sleeps at night like she should, at least 3 to 4 hours in a chunk, and she's eating well, which is always nice to see, and putting on those pounds. She's already gained 30% of her starting weight, so in just 1 month she's put on some weight, which is really good.
You said 30 days old? I mean,
30 days old.
That's you still got like the umbilical thing hanging off there,
yeah,
the
right.
daily, and this.
You got it.
You still got some stuff to deal with, but
it's nice. This is her first day at the ballpark, and she got the experienced Linda Hewitt already training her on how to do scorecards and posting game alerts and all that. She's got good staff helping her out already.
Well, you and your family, Triple Crown, 30 years, roughly, depending on when you chart things, been going on for a long time. What's happened at Triple Crown? What updates should people be aware of?
Well, I mean, in the baseball realm, we have a lot of fun stuff, planned for 2016. We've got a rankings championship going to unfold in next year. We're working on the venue in late August, and that'll be revealed right there in early September. But basically, it'll be the top clubs from around the U.S. Playing for top baseball. I mean, it'll be an unbelievable show, and that's in addition to the World Series, the Summer Nationals in South Carolina, and various other events we have throughout the U.S.
So not replacing anything or getting rid of anything, just adding another great
opportunity.
It's
a new layer. Teams definitely are doing more of a regional approach to their travel. They might do one big travel, but they are staying local more often. And so we see some of our events becoming more of a regional event. This event, the Rankings Championship, would definitely be something where it would be something the entire United States would be, it would appeal to them.
Starting off the bottom of the 3rd inning, Gunnar Gundy, the right fielder, in and out right fielder. He's been in and out a couple of times. Currently the EH. He takes a pitch. Now he does exactly what happened last inning on a bat toss, walk, strike, come back. Got to go to the on-deck circle and retrieve my lumber here. So back into the box comes Gunnar Gundy. 3-1 count. Gundy batting the number 10 spot of the 10-batter order, and his first time up to bat, while at the same time Nebraska Naturals, they've rolled over their order twice already in this game. So just tells part of the story of why the Elite's in this 7-1 hole. That pitch missed. 5-pitch walk. Gunnar Gundy, nice work to do what they got to do. Just got to have some guys on base for the Elite right now.
Exactly. Exactly. Doing what we need to do to turn the lineup over, give themselves a chance to stay in this ball game. 7-1 is by no means out of reach.
7-inning ball game, as we've talked about, and that's important point. I think you got to take that approach here. It's the third inning. We've got 5 rounds of batting, including this one still to go here, and you just got to go get 1 here, get 2 there, and we got to start holding them. Our biggest job right now is defense and pitching.
Right. Bats
will figure it out eventually, is how you got to approach things. Again, Gertis, the pitcher, has a full complement of innings available to him. He's going to get a visit here from his second baseman. I like this. That's some fairly advanced stuff. Just taking the initiative there and stepping in is Drew Wessel. Got a little idea about what his buddy might do on the hill.
I like it too. He covered his mouth just in case one of these webcams.
Right. Somebody's streaming this in the dugout right now.
Yeah, they're streaming the dugout. They're texting what they're going to say to each other.
There's a 3-0 count now on a miss, and Gertis, after a leadoff walk to Gundy, he's facing Cameron Usselton, who grounded out to short. He's the top of the order, Usselton. He's got a 3-0, probably looking at a take right here. And pitch missed. Might have been in just a little bit, but Gertis has been frustrated a couple times now with non-strike calls, not getting some stuff he's wanted, and Gertis is going to get a mound visit here from the head coach of Nebraska Naturals. That's Scott Stahlecker coming out, so we've got a mound visit, 2 on, nobody out. And Kerry, you mentioned the East Coast, and talking about, you mentioned Myrtle Beach, and I just got back from those events.
Right.
Out in Myrtle and Richmond for the United States Baseball Championships. Pitching change coming here. There will be a change, so Cromer's going to come on. And is he heading to the hill? Yep, looks like, nope, Cromer's heading over to third base. So they're really cycling around, so coming out of center field and stepping to the mound. It's going to be Tyler Palmer taking over. Palmer now pitching. At East Coast, we were just out there doing some webcasts on WatchTCS.com. Saw another great 14-year-old championship sequence at Pelicans Ballpark, minor league park where that's played. And the All-Star game in Richmond, the U.S. Baseball Championships, always a fantastic game. Unfortunately, got rained on this time around, but great trip out there. Some great things going on. We webcasted from Sparkler Fireworks, and also televised from those events. And so I know the things I've seen, the Omaha Slump Buster, we webcast out there. I mean, you're talking about this variety of events, baseball and softball and basketball going on, volleyball happening. A lot of things going on in the building there at Triple Crown.
July is our busiest month. In the 2 months of June and July, Triple Crown does roughly 60% of our entire year's worth of events. So we really hope the weather, gets nice in June and July. This year was historic rainfall. Started in middle of May and went through middle of June. You saw Texas receive enough rain to feed the Earth's population for 27 years was a stat I picked up on. But it was just a rainy one in Texas and Colorado, and I don't need to tell those teams that are from those states, they lost half of their season due to those 30, 40 days of just every single day there was rain. And our business was affected negatively, and all the games that we scheduled, nobody played ball in Colorado and Texas. It was a rough go for us and all the teams that wanted to get out there and play the game.
Jace Borfin batting as the new pitcher has come in. Tyler Palmer now throwing, and he's into a 2-1 count. Palmer 2-1 against the batter Jace Borfin. Jace grounded out to first base in his first at-bat, hit it well, pulled it right down the line. Here he's going to go the other way, line out, runner off first base. They're going to go back to second, double off. Line out to third, and a quick throw. Jake Cromer, who was the EH, came in to play third here in the course of this game. He just got a huge bang with nobody out, 2 on. Now it's 2 down, 1 on. That's a huge turn in this inning. That's well hit by Borfin, by the way.
He had to throw that ball across his body after, because it kind of took him around the wrong way, being a right-handed arm, and he had to wing that ball across his body weight, and he did a great job to throw a strike there.
Borfin smoked that. That was well hit, and if that's 3 feet to the line, that's a run-scoring double down the line. Yep. Game of inches or centimeters or microns, and there's a huge swing and a miss by Blake Robertson. Robertson walked his first time up. So Borfin's line out and the double off of Gundy. And I was looking at Cameron Usselton at first base. He was halfway down to second base.
Yeah.
Good presence, though, to get that lead guy hanging off of second. That ball's going to get out of play, foul. So, Kerry, when we wrap the third inning, let you get back to your, I know you've been the assistant public address announcer tonight, helping Linda Hewitt out over there. Appreciate your efforts. But anything else of note that you can be thinking about that? Let's look at this 1-2 pitch, and there's a strikeout. That's going to end the third inning, send us to the fourth. Still 7-1 on top. The Nebraska Naturals have the 6-run lead. Any closing whipped cream on top of this treat you brought us
Well,
tonight?
yeah, I appreciate that, Dad. You know, that event you mentioned, just kind of real quickly, the Omaha event, it takes place during the College World Series. That's a great event if you're looking for something kind of the middle of your season to come out and play against teams. It's the most diverse event that Triple Crown offers. It has like 37 states. 500 teams come out in a variety of times. There's 4 sessions, and it takes place during the NCAA College World Series, the Division I. And you can't get any better. I mean, as a young athlete trying to emulate players, unfortunately at the major league level you don't always see the hustle, the running in and off the field, the treating the umpire with the full respect they deserve. At the college level you see that, and so I think as a coach or a young athlete, either training a kid or as a young athlete watching the game, to see a college player come in and do what they do, that really makes you step your game up. And so the Omaha Slump Buster is the event name, and it's a great way to, in the middle of the season, also bust up your hitting slump. We have a huge wooden bat bonfire where a player can throw in an old wood bat, try to get rid of their hitting slump they might be in. So a lot of fun stuff happens. It's not just all about baseball, but it sure ends up being a great event if you can get out there.
Yeah, along with getting to do the webcast out there this year for me, I took my team out and we played out in the tournament. Our kids had a blast, got to the College World Series, did all that good stuff. So, Kerry, thank you for your time tonight. Good luck with the close out of the summer and moving forward with Triple Crown.
Very much so. Thank you.
That's Kerry King and Kevin Williams with me. I'm Thad Anderson. We're into the 4th inning now, 7-inning ball game here in Steamboat Springs. Triple Crown Baseball World Series. The Oklahoma Elite, Daxton Fulton, returns to the mound. He took over last inning with a couple of outs, so thirds of an inning not counted on the pitching charts. 1 pitch equals a full inning, but statistically a third of an inning thrown last inning by this lefty, Daxton Fulton. He gets a swing through strike from Tyler Palmer.
Gorgeous night out here tonight, Thad. It is a beautiful spot to watch a game. It always has been. Been coming here for 20 years myself, and it's a pleasure to be here in this environment. It's gorgeous.
1-1 pitch, Tyler Palmer, number 2 batter in the order for the Naturals. He's starting off and not reaching here. He flared it, tried to lob it up over the head of the shortstop, Cade Horton. Horton's there, 1 out. So speaking of a great place to watch a game for those watching on watchtcs.com tonight, tomorrow at 2 o'clock Mountain Time, so it'll be 4 o'clock Eastern, 1 o'clock Pacific, but 2 o'clock local Steamboat Time. The 11-year-old championship game will be featured right here on watchtcs.com. This ball fouled off the leg of Ethan Urban. He got himself with that foul ball. He's back up on his feet, but took him down for a minute. Urban's going to have to give that a minute. So tomorrow on Sunday, the championship of the 11-year-old bracket will be featured here on watchtcs.com, webcast from Steamboat Springs, Colorado. And that'll be another great show of high-caliber 11-year-old play. We know the 4 teams left in the winner's bracket going into this evening's play were from 4 different states. It was, Colorado and Florida, and we had California. I've lost track of which 4 it was, but it's 4 different states. So
Utah, maybe?
There's you're right, Utah Extreme was in there.
Yep.
So you got a nice variety of geographic representation coming toward that game tomorrow. We'll have that here on watchtcs.com, 2 o'clock Mountain Time at the Triple Crown World Series 11-year-old championship game. This bender on a 1-1 pitch, waited on and driven into right center. Ethan Urban has his first hit of the day, a walk and a strikeout in his previous plate appearances, and now base hit with 1 out.
Yeah.
Tyler Rule batting.
Great approach for that pitch that was offered to him. That bender, that breaking ball coming in at him. Again, he didn't try to pull it. He put it back where it came from and drove the other way for a nice line drive base hit.
Tyler Rule, 1 for 2 today, reached on an error last time, singled his first time up, and a balk is called. So apparently Fulton, his angle to the bag was, he's asking for time, and coaches want to get a little help on why that was called, but a balk is the call. We'll get an explanation. And We were talking earlier about our umpires. The first base umpire, Tony Morrow, is giving a quick explanation of what that balk was, and talking about our corners umpires, Tony Morrow and Kyle Bueno, part of the Wounded Warriors Umpire Association.
Right.
Great program. Wounded Warriors getting involved in umpiring and mixing in with the very talented crew that Aurora Sports Officials has put on the tournament here at the World Series. That's our assigner group for this event, but great to see these Wounded Warriors getting a chance to get in the mix, and they've earned their way on this field through their performance this week on ball fields, quality umpiring, and all 4 of our umpires tonight. Congratulations to all 4 of them selected for their merits throughout the course of this tournament and years of work. Buck Bartolic, our middle infield umpire, our second base umpire in this 4-umpire crew, and we've talked about our plate umpire, Ted Burquest. So tip of the cap and also a salute and our respect and appreciation to our Wounded Warriors out here tonight. They're wearing black tonight. They're not blue. They're the black shirts, but working the blue side of things here.
Hey, you couldn't have said it. You couldn't have said it any better, Thaddeus. And actually, both teams have red, white, and blue on, so both teams are sporting colors.
And the Elite also honoring military with some wording on their jerseys, and each player, instead of a name on their back, they have a patriotic term: valor and courage,
honor,
and respect, and variety of terms in those red, white, and blue unis. Swing and a great pitch, rule swung through that, nicely delivered by Daxton Fulton. Talking about the Oklahoma Elite and their subtle digi-camo with the red, white, and blue mixed in. Their program 2 years ago, their 13-year-olds won the World Series right here on a televised game. Elite took out the bad boy mowers of Oklahoma. Here's a swing and a drop third, and everybody's going to be safe. So the breaking ball in the dirt's going to go as a wild pitch, a strikeout, but also a wild pitch, and runners on the corners now and just 1 out.
It's a good job on the strikeout. Unfortunately, couldn't block and keep it in front, but that does happen a lot at this age, but you know it happens in the bigs too. So I see him shaking his head, but don't worry about it too much. Get back in there, and it will handle next time.
Yeah. The reality of that is no lack of effort by Cooper Harris behind the plate. I mean, he dropped the knees, he got the chest out over it, and that bender, that thing tends to take that back-up bounce, almost like a reverse bounce a lot of times when it hits the dirt. You got foot holes there from batters. That one just took a hop that couldn't be caught. This ball is chopped toward first. Runner's going to score from third, and the runner's going to beat the race to first base. Everybody's safe. Infield single. Ethan Urban crosses the plate with the 8th run of the game for Nebraska Naturals. Tyler Rule down to second. That's an infield base hit. Logan Anderson just enough in the gap of the defense. He's on base and an RBI.
Yeah, just enough. You said it. Again, you just put the ball in play, and sometimes good things happen. That was a perfect swing, and you couldn't have rolled that ball out there in a better spot to get yourself on base.
Runners at first and second with 1 out. That's a great delivery. Pitch worked its way down and out, but that's a great angle through the zone on that pitch from Daxton Fulton.
Yeah, I expect Daxton to be beaten inside right now.
Goes there and gets the pitch in the zone. This is Jake Cromer back in the box. Jake has a couple of singles and 3 RBI. And he's got another opportunity to drive him in again. Steps away from a pitch a little too tight on the shoe tops. 2-1 count.
Yeah, lefty on lefty. You want to beat them in on their knees. It makes it difficult for them to get that bat around.
Cromer took that breaking pitch, 2-2 count. 2 ball, 2 strike, 1 out.
Great setup by Daxton. That's exactly what you want to do. Inside, inside, outside. Let's see who comes next.
Down the dirt, good block right there from Cooper Harris, keeping the runners in a force position, runners at first and second.
That just shows you good coaching all around. What an approach in the batter's box, also letting that ball go.
Full count, 1 out. Runners won't be running necessarily here on the 1 out pitch, and there's a great bender, and down goes Jake Cromer on a swinging strikeout. That's the second strikeout of the inning, but the first one that actually resulted in an out.
Right.
On the wild pitch earlier to the cleanup batter, Tyler Rule struck out, but he's still out there at second base. And Logan Anderson's at first base with Drew Wessel batting. Wessel single in a line out in this game. He's 1 for 2. He is 2 for 3. Runners being waved around third. Here comes a throw from left field. Coming to the plate. It's offline. Runners safe, and Wessel, RBI single. He stays at first base on the throw through. Moving up to third is Logan Anderson, and that was Tyler Rule crossing the plate. 9th run of the game for the Naturals. 2 in this inning. Wessel, couple of hits in the game. That RBI single makes it a +8 on the scoreboard. Noah Unzicker now batting.
That was a ringing single to left. That was hit on the screws right there. Nice at bat.
2-out RBI. And Unzicker leans away and corkscrews away and has a strike put up against him.
Again, that's lefty on lefty we're talking about. And he saw a breaking ball in at his knees that broke in for a strike. Like fastball inside next, I bet.
Went back to the off-speed stuff, a little bender, and that's going to result in another 2-out RBI. Home comes Logan Anderson. It's 10-1. Nebraska Naturals just swinging the bats.
Yeah, the Naturals have a great approach at the plate. Each one of them can swing the stick. You can tell why it looks like you could probably go, 1 through 10, flip that lineup on its head, and it'd still work out exactly the same. These guys can hit everywhere up and down this lineup.
And with that hit by Noah Unzicker, he's now 1 for 3, and that means every single batter in the 10-batter order has a hit, a legitimate hit in this game. All 10 guys have tallied at least 1 hit up and down the order. It's going to be a pitching change here. Daxton Fulton will give up the baseball here in the 4th inning with 2 down. And we get a chance to see Blake Robertson take the hill. And I thought this earlier when you made the comment, Blake playing over at third base, you talked about how strong his arm is. Yeah. I almost said out loud, I'd like to see him pitch somewhere along the line here. We're going to get a chance to see Blake throw. He's tall pitcher on the hill. He's got some heat. He's bringing it here as he warms up his pitches. And while we're making that change, Oklahoma Elite, their coaching staff, Chad Fulton, the head coach, Brent Borfin, and Pete Robertson on the coaching staff. Brent Borfin was the head coach of that 2013 championship winning team, the 13-year-old World Series champions right here on this same ball field in Steamboat. And his son Braxton, who's here on the trip again, now a 15-year-old getting ready for sophomore year. He was part of that championship televised game. And so it's Brent Borfin, Peter Robertson on the coaching staff, and Chad Fulton, who heads up the effort. This team won the 12-year-old Triple Crown World Series in Park City. They're trying to defend their title here in Steamboat this year. And Chad Fulton, the head coach, says, "Why do you coach?" He just said, "For the boys, that's all." Loves how long his team's been together. It's rare in travel baseball. This group has spent a lot of time working their way to the spot. They're in a tough spot here, down by 9 runs. And that pitch, wild in the dirt, it was blocked and bounded away from Cooper Harris. And he needs a minute. That got a pretty good chunk of Cooper Harris. He's taking a little time to try to work off the pain of that one.
Again, a veteran umpire helping the situation out, making sure that he takes the time he needs. Gets the coach out to look at him. Boy, we can all attest that have played the game. That does bite right there when that happens to you.
It's the left arm. He's kind of working the fist. Looks like the non-throwing arm. And Cooper Harris looks like he's going to stay with it, but that got a lot of Cooper's unprotected arm. So Cooper's staying in there. Talked about the coaching staff for Oklahoma Elite and the reverse side of that, Nebraska Naturals. Their head coach, Scott Stahlecker, Ron Wessel, Sam Cromer on the staff. Love the game and enjoy teaching boys, young men, the game of baseball. That's why they do it on the Nebraska Naturals staff. Congratulations to both of these coaching staffs on guiding their teams to this championship game. Gertis swings and misses on the pitch after the little delay on an injury worked through by the catcher Harris. Good comeback pitch there by Blake Robertson. 1-1 count to Gertis. Gertis knocks this to right field. 1 runs in. Here comes another runner to the plate. Here's the throw. Out at the plate. Good throw from right field. A dart sent in for the Elite by Cameron Usselton. Usselton makes the throw to the plate. And the tag put down by Cooper Harris, but another RBI single. Tyson Gertis. Single RBI. The score there by Drew Wessel. Out at the plate was Noah Unzicker, but put another run on the board.
That was a great play. What a throw from right field. On the money. Plenty of time for the catcher to be set in place. No collision. Everybody doing what they should be doing. Great play at the plate. Tag out for the third out of the inning.
So 11-1 the score. At 1 run scored in front of the throw out. That was Drew Wessel, and Noah Unziker then erased at the plate. Now, it's a guy. I know Scott Stoliker at third base, the third base coach. That's, we're going to roll the dice. If he makes a good throw, he's going to get us, but we're going to roll the dice, and that's credit to Cameron Usselton in right field for delivering his part of the answer on defense.
I'd say at this level, maybe not 9 times out of 10, but 8 times out of 10, you're going to score on that play. But that is a hose from right field and made it look pretty simple.
GH Pin Company, the official trading pin partner of Triple Crown Sports and a proud sponsor of the Triple Crown Sportsmanship Program, a family business that treats you like family. GHPins.com. Thanks to GH Pin Company, Brooke Wall, and the whole family at GH Pins. They've been partnered up with Colorado Baseball under the Triple Crown umbrella, and also the Triple Crown Baseball and Softball Series for a bunch of years. I think I remember first meeting Brooke. Boy, it's getting long in the tooth here, Coach Kevin. It's been about 11, 12 years ago that GH Pins started getting involved and helped launch the sportsmanship program. And appreciate GH Pins' long-standing participation and involvement with Triple Crown events. Bottom of the 4th, the run rules, we've got to talk about them now. 10 after 5, 8 after 6. It's a 10-run margin right now. This ball, first pitch popped up. And is that going to get our, nope, that got over our 10. And it's Caden Tiefetiller who's swinging the bat. A couple of the young folks back behind the field back here playing in the dirt. That ball didn't come far from finding somebody, but luckily it bounces harmlessly off the dirt road.
Yeah, we all yell heads, and of course it's a universal sign to really look for something, but that came pretty close.
Tiefetiller now, that came pretty close there. He spins away, 1-1 count. Caden, the cleanup batter, struck out his first time up, and he's leading off the 4th inning. Elite need a bunch, but they also right now, one of the missions you got to be on here is you got to do some run rule avoidance. Just get yourself within fair margins, within safe margins, to earn yourself more at-bats.
Yeah, in this situation, sometimes you want to play a little small ball, too, just to help, move a runner across, get him in that position, get some base runners.
Tiefetiller plays big ball, long ball, gone. Deep into the night of Steamboat Springs, Colorado. That come off the light pole. That thing landed almost back on the infield after it deflected off the, I think that got the pole up there and shot its way back. But, right after the swing was done, most everybody in the park went, whoa. And Caden Tiefetiller just unloaded. 11-2 the score on the solo shot from Tiefetiller.
That is a large young man, and that ball was left up. I'm sure Palmer wants that pitch back. It was left up in the zone, and he tattooed it to the right center field wall. And I don't know. I can't tell if it hit that light pole or not.
Well, it came bouncing back halfway or more than halfway to the infield, and that thing had some velocity in it. For as far as it bounced back off of whatever it hit, that tells you how it was traveling. I mean, it came back with some fury. This ball hit well again. Tyler Palmer, the pitcher, sees another ball sailed to right field. This one, though, is caught. Cade Horton sends it to right, and out recorded in right field. So a couple of good swings to get things going, and the outfielders playing pretty deep right now, knowing that the hacks are big. Ethan Urban had been playing right field. We're trying to verify that he's still there. Again, first pitch hacking. This is Levi Denny. Caden Tiefetiller, that long ball, after he hit that, Tyler Palmer, the pitcher, was back on and ready to pitch before anybody was back near the plate. Umpire wasn't there, catcher wasn't there. This ball lifted to left, long run, and catch made.
Nice job tracking that ball down. Never lost it. It's kind of twilight right now, so sometimes you can have trouble seeing a ball when it's a overcast sky like this, but he had no trouble with it and tracked it down, recorded the out.
Logan Anderson in left field makes the catch. Logan long run to the foul line in fair play, but he had to get a long way toward the line, and he hauls it in. Ball called there, and a 1-0 count to Titan Stevens. There's a strike 1-1. So that long ball by Tifa Tiller. I've been wanting to get back to this. So let's just admit it, Kevin. Your timing was impeccable. It was not. It was not impeccable.
Not impeccable.
You just talked about
small ball.
Yep, talking about small ball, and then Tifa Tiller, the cleanup guy in the order, unloaded. But you're right. I mean, I think you get that one run. It's great. It's great. Gets the crowd going, gets Doug excited. But I think you're exactly right. You got to go back to just let's get some base runners. I don't care how. Draw walks, wear a pitch, bunch away board, whatever you got to do. And Elite's got still a lot of work to do. That's a tough ball. Tweener hop. Titan Stevens hit it well and yielding, giving some ground. Tyson Gordon misplayed that by a bit and had to get through him with 2 outs, a runner aboard.
Yeah, like you said, hard hit ball. 2 hopper to short. That second hop had that top spin hop, and that thing kind of bounces at you and under you, so it kind of ate him up. You need to come to that ball, keep working through it.
Now a ball hit. Boy, barrels are getting on the ball now, but that's going to go to left field. Nice swing by Daxton Fulton, but another catch, second of the inning by left fielder Logan Anderson. And that ends the 4th inning. The long ball solo shot to lead it off from Caden Tifa Tiller makes it 11-2. The team that leads will also now swing it again. Nebraska Naturals up by 9. Whatever your game, baseball, softball, basketball, volleyball, you can get in the game at TripleCrownSports.com. That's TripleCrownSports.com. Triple Crown proud to bring you this championship game at the Triple Crown Baseball World Series in Steamboat Springs, Colorado. There's a gathering of folks hanging out in the outfield. They're breathing a sigh of relief. We did hear some confirmation back here that home run ball did hit the light pole out there, probably halfway up or a little more than that, and shot its way back into the field. So those people you just saw in the outfield, they're glad they weren't part of the bombing raid off the bat of Caden Tifa Tiller.
Yeah, I'm sure they thought they were safe out there. Go watch a 13-year-old game sit out there behind the fence, but lo and behold.
Coming at you. Number 10 batter in the 10-man order, Jet Jansen, hits it hard, line out. Jansen, good swing. But right at shortstop, playing short now, Jace Borfin had the catch. Borfin playing short, out number 1. And back to the top of the order, Tyson Gordon batting for the 4th time now here in the 5th inning. It's going to get out of play again into the shallow weeds on the side of Howelson Hill.
Well, Blake's doing his job here. He's trying to pound the zone and keep these guys where we're at right now. Keep this a 9-run margin.
Blake Robertson's 0-1 pitch is down for a 1-1 count. Is up for a 2-1 count. Blake Robertson, the pitcher, going to work against that batter right there, Tyson Gordon. Gordon, big swing, got under it. He lifts into the triangle, and it's going to be right field opportunity, and the catch made. Looks like it's Gunnar Gundy out in right field who hauls it in. The right-handed glove, left-handed thrower Gundy makes the catch. 1 down, Gordon flies out.
Well, they're well on their way. This is exactly what the Elite needed, was 2 quick outs in the 5th, and to get them momentum to get back in the next half of the inning.
This guy right here, Tyler Palmer, first inning had an RBI double and then scored. And Palmer also now involved in the pitching duties for the Naturals. Palmer, one of his proud moments in baseball, a 365-foot grand slam home run that he hit, 365, and we're watching 13-year-olds, so somewhere in his 12, 13-year-old age range. He went 365.
Wow.
But being able to hit it that far, he's also scared of grasshoppers. So still just a guy, just a real guy.
That's right.
Says his favorite player. 1-1 count here coming to Tyler Palmer. Tyler takes that down and out for a 2-1 count. Tyler tells us his favorite baseball player, Bryce Harper. And we talked to these teams earlier today about the fact that Bryce played 4 times on televised World Series championship games here in Steamboat, Triple Crown World Series. And today, the room these players sat in with us to talk things over and learn a little bit more about them. It's where Bryce and a variety of talented players have rolled through over the course of the last 10 years or so of televised and webcast championship games for Triple Crown World Series. So in the line of a guy like Bryce Harper, we're seeing more top talent, young talent, guys on their way to good things in the game. But more importantly, we've talked to the teams about this and the coaches. And, baseball's one measure, but some other measures being put in here as far as where these guys are trying to get themselves to with school and futures and treatment of people. And appreciate how both these teams conducted themselves in our interactions today.
Right.
Line shot back to the middle. Tyler Palmer's on base.
Took it back from which it came, right back up the middle. A hard line drive up the middle. Yeah, I agree with you, Coach. These guys are learning valuable lessons with this game. This game is a humbling game. A game when you fail 7 out of 10 times and you're considered a good ball player, a good hitter, it does humble you. It teaches you a lot about life.
Ethan Urban back in the box, number 3 batter in the order. 1 for 2 in this game. And he's got a ball hit well towards center. Running try is a running catch, and that's Titan Stevens out there playing center field now. Titan makes a nice running catch, moving toward left field. And that's a small victory for Oklahoma Elite, keeping the Naturals off the board as their offense has been on fire all game long. Fly out by Ethan Urban ends the top of the 5th inning. We go to the bottom of the 5th, and that solo home run got the Elite out of the run rule potential situation.
Right.
But as we get in this 5th inning and get a chance to check back in, I'm Thad Anderson. This is Kevin Williams right over here next to me, and we're glad you're with us on WatchTCS.com. So this inning wouldn't be a run rule ender. 5th inning be a 10-run rule. It's a 9-run margin now. But 6th inning, it's an 8-run rule.
Correct.
And you don't want to go into that 6th batting down by more than that, where you're playing with that more pressure. So this is a big inning right here for Oklahoma to get something going.
Absolutely. Like you just said, they had to come off that half inning like they did. Hold them where it was at, give themselves a chance to make a run at this to keep extending this game. They're going to just try to get, like I mentioned before that home run left, they're going to try to play small ball. Put the bat on the ball, have a good approach to the plate, swing at good pitches, only at strikes. Let him, if he gets a little wild, let him, if he misses the zone, let him make those mistakes, get you on base. These guys are definitely looking for base runners to try to extend this game.
So now that we have a chance to look you right in the face here, you played softball here.
You bet.
You coached baseball up here.
I love it.
You joined me for this for a couple of years.
Yep.
Tell the good humans of the world on the internet, what is your favorite thing about Steamboat?
My favorite thing about Steamboat? I think it's just the beauty and the weather. One of the coaches mentioned that. Why do you bring your team to this tournament in Steamboat, Colorado? And it's the weather and the atmosphere. You know, some of these tournaments we go to throughout the country, we play in Vegas, we play in Omaha. The heat is of course almost oppressive in those places. And a place like this to be able to hear, I mean, it is not hot right now. It is not cold. We have ski hill behind us, ski mountains in front of us. It's a beautiful setting. It's a nice statement to say, did that ball hit the light pole in right center field or did it hit a spruce tree? So it came close. It could have been a spruce tree also. You don't get to say that at many ballparks. And I know these kids have a good time when they come here. You know, I also, in Steamboat, Colorado, I also love going down the Yampa River. That's always a good time with family and friends, tubing that Yampa, and amazing restaurants in Steamboat. Those have just gotten better and better over the years, I'd say.
Yeah, the lodging's phenomenal here. We're staying at Canyon Creek, one of the Steamboat Resorts properties,
Yep.
and we're feeling kind of big time, honestly.
That's nice.
We'll go back to our cardboard box beds when we get home, but great lodging up here, great restaurants. Kevin Williams and Thad Anderson with you from Steamboat. Kevin, appreciate you being here again.
You bet.
And you'll be with us tomorrow for the 11-year-old championship game on WatchTCS.com. We will do that at 2 o'clock Mountain Time tomorrow, and the 11-year-olds take over WatchTCS.com to decide the champions of the 2015 Triple Crown Baseball World Series. Counting Crows now featured on the sound system. Actually, they're playing Rain King, which we've not had a drop of that this week, too. That makes everything more enjoyable.
Now, don't jinx it. You still have a full couple days up here.
You know what? I'm not running these brackets anymore. I'm not running the tournament anymore, so I don't care. I'm saying stuff like that. Robert Rios going to have to worry about that if that happens.
Oh, the great Robert Rios. What a great job he's done with us this week.
Yeah, now that guy, we should have had a photo ready to bring up on the webcast, just a Robert Rios tribute shot right there. Good job by Robert and all the staff at Triple Crown Baseball of getting this World Series and all these championship events at this time of year going. And Linda Hewitt and Drew Reiners, the two leads up here this week, heading up the efforts, and appreciation to them for all their help getting this webcast and all the rest of this tournament moving in a positive, enjoyable, exciting direction. We go to the bottom of the fifth. The team batting is the team down by 9. Big bender is strike one to Cooper Harris. And a pitching change for Nebraska Naturals. Another bender, a heavy supply of the breaking ball, and it gets a 2-strike count. It also brings a smile to the face of the new pitcher who's out there throwing it. It's Jake Cromer. Started the game as the EH, came in at third base, and now has mound duties. Throws another bender for a 1-2 count.
Oh, you can tell by his size, he's not going to go up there and try to blow anybody away. So he's got to be crafty a little bit and try to get some of these big behemoths out.
Now a pitch works the dirt for a 2-2 count. There's a breaking ball that finds the zone. Cooper Harris thought about swinging, then couldn't pull the trigger, was hoping for a ball call, but he knew that got into the zone. That is a big old 12-6er coming from Cromer.
That was a great pitch. Tell you what, it's nice to see those smiles. Oh, you know what? Look at this. That's going to be a pitching change after that one batter.
Yeah, it's a one-batter assignment. Cromer does his job, and then Cromer's going back to third base, and they're re-entering Tyler Palmer.
Well, you don't see that very often, but just smiles on everybody's faces.
One out, we have number 12, Gunner 30, Hyundai up to bat.
Could be a situation where coach sees time slipping away maybe, and he wanted to get a guy out there on the mound just to take a crack at it.
Well, and you come in and throw that curveball, poor batter who has to be the guy to face that. Nobody had a chance to see that, didn't know it was coming, and all of a sudden you're standing there watching those benders, and then they're gone. I mean, this team, the elite, they would have, you imagine from their plate presence, they would have figured out how to make some adjustments and swing well on that. But nice job by Cromer, zipping in there, doing a job. That's a perfect line. That's a perfect appearance. Ground ball is an out for Gunnar Gundy. And now the Express, some cheese past the batter, Cameron Usselton.
We'll see if he continues with that kind of strategy, bringing guys in, lope one in, then bringing a hard fastball next.
Gunnar Gundy, who just grounded out, by the way, we haven't had a chance to mention, but this is a team from Oklahoma, and you might recognize the Gundy name. And it turns out it's true. There's a connection.
Yeah, I got to hand it to you, Coach. You guessed that last night. No prior knowledge, and then in walks Coach Mike Gundy from Oklahoma State football, and very unassuming. Sat in the back of the room.
Foul tip bounces out of the glove on a 1-2 count. Yeah, we were looking at pitching charts, and I saw the name Gundy on the pitching chart for the Oklahoma Elite, and I said, pretty good chance, you'd think, right?
Well, you've gotten used to doing that over the years, and you've done that a lot now. And you can look at names and say possibilities and connect the dots. And the further along we go here with the success of Triple Crown baseball, and the people wanting to come to these tournaments, these big teams and these big academies, a lot of major league experience, a lot of high college experience. Your instincts were correct.
Soft pitch, good pitch, and that's that guy. Wow. How about it? How about an inning right there for Jake Cromer? Picks up the ground ball, throws it across. He threw in a strikeout in the mix and plays some defense, and that inning is over quickly as Cameron Usselton grounds out. Worth noting, by the way, behind the dish, it looked like that was Drew Wessel who took over behind the plate. He made a great block on a non-strikeout pitch, but great fundamental catching again behind the dish. And Oklahoma Elite, they've got their phones out. I think they've got some rules drawn up, and I'm wondering if they're checking with the plate umpire on the eligibility of the re-entry of that pitcher.
Right.
To be totally honest with you, there are some varied interpretations. of
Okay.
in the high school rule, if only the starting pitcher can return, or if any pitcher can return, as long as they haven't left the lineup. And nobody's leaving the lineup tonight because they're batting all 10. So this is a situation where they're trying to verify the rule and the appropriateness of the return pitch. And I thought of that right away when they sent Tyler Palmer back to the hill. And honestly, it's sort of a matter of interpretation in a tournament. So it'll just come down to what the tournament rule is slated as.
Right, we faced that different tournaments. We played different sanctioning bodies. Sometimes the rules are a little bit different, but I do see coaches walking back saying, you know, we just hadn't seen it before. It looks like we're all good here. So they did get the answer they needed, which is nice. It's nice not to see people getting upset about something like that. I don't think they're trying to be overly crafty or sneaky about that. I think it might have been a time where they just wanted to get, you know what, I promised this kid I'm going to get him in an inning. And
this Triple Crown World Series webcast presented by Baseball America, baseballamerica.com, the website. Thanks to Baseball America presenting Triple Crown World Series 13-year-old championship game. Visit baseballamerica.com. You know, the only tip, suggestion, wow, what a great shot of the mountains and the ball field lights. The big suggestion I would have for any coach in a situation like that is, and a lot of coaches do this, do a great job of it, is always just go to the umpire, or go to a tournament rep on the side between innings or something, have a parent go and just say, hey, here's what we'd like to do. Can we get a verification on this? And if they tell you no, you can't do it. And if they tell you yes, then you're clean and there's no dispute later. But it's always a problem when it's after the fact and questions weren't asked. And something like that is something that's got some gray area to it. So there's a good chance that the Naturals had somebody sort of double check on that before they made that tweak in the pitching appearance for Cromer. There's a pitch up and a pitch offered at high cheese and out to start the top of the 6th inning. Tyler Rule.
Oh, way to be aggressive. Change the eye level of the batter, and then you never know what you get him chase at. So good job competing.
Logan Anderson now faces Blake Robertson, the number 26 pitching for Oklahoma Elite. Logan fouls that, chops off a few leaves off of the tree on the left, the third base side of the diamond, and then bounces it off the top of the lodge right next to us, where good things happen. The media days of these teams took place inside that big brown building. This ball is hit hard, one hopper. Anderson hustling down the line, good throw across. Nicely defended at third base. The previous shortstop, Cade Horton, he slid over to third base and made a good play on that, sticking on a hard ground ball. Logan Anderson was busting down the line, had to get the throw off quickly too.
Yeah, good hit and good hustle. Nice play. Stayed down to that ball. Great throw to first.
Well, here's the star of the 5th inning. Now batting in the 6th inning is Jake Cromer. Cromer takes for ball 1. So up in that second floor of the lodge over there where we met with the teams, also that's where the nerve center of our webcast tonight, the technical production part of our webcast is going on. This ball ripped to center, diving try, that's going to get through. Cromer round first, he's heading for third here as he clears second base, easily to third, and they'll hold him there. Triple for Jake Cromer, good effort in center field, diving try defensively. Don't mind the sellout with 2 outs and nobody aboard, but that ball skipped past the diving glove and on for a triple. Shot from Cromer.
So now makes the 3 outs of the last inning and comes back up and strokes a triple. It happens in baseball all the time. It's good karma.
Jake Cromer now 3 for 4 in this game. Remind me to call that kid this fall when the trees drop their leaves. He can rake.
Oh, here we go. Love it.
That's for you.
Looks like this whole lineup can rake, Coach. I mean, these guys have an approach.
Yeah, I mean,
they're well coached.
One of the things you do right now is you manage the operations of a cemetery in Fort Collins. You got a lot of leaves. We could bring this whole team out and let them rake for you. These guys.
We could use them.
Bring the cleanup.
Put them down as community service volunteer work for their college applications.
That's an official invitation for both teams, honestly. The Oklahoma boys and the Nebraska kids. Welcome to come to Fort Collins, Colorado, and help our own Kevin Williams with some raking in the fall. Here's a 2-0 count, 2 outs. Chance to push another run across. Pitcher falls down off of the delivery. Blake Robertson lost his footing, and again, our plate umpire, understanding the game extremely well, is going to walk out and just make sure nothing physical will happen there.
And again, you know, Blake coming off this mound, he he is taller than I am. I'm 5'11". He's taller than I am. I don't know how tall he is. But that's tough for him to stride onto this mound, and then he's hitting powder in the outside of it. His feet look like they're about size 16s from my angle. So
yeah, he's working off of the the portable mound right to the front edge, and his landing foot is coming down on it, but then his back leg, as it fires through, is landing off the front end. So yeah, he's got some things to deal with coming off that front lip. And 3-1 count now with 2 outs. Drew Wessel swings into a 3-2 count.
Now that delivery looked more natural for Blake. He looks like he's got his footing back. It looks really solid. Let his body come through over the top and delivering some gas.
3-2, 2 outs. Runner on third base, and a spoil swing sends it down the first base line. Another full count pitch coming with 2 down. 11-2 the score. Again, 6 innings, so it's an 8-run rule after 6. So as it stands, if the Naturals can't get this run in, Elite's going to need to score. They're going to need to score twice in the bottom of the 6th to keep this championship game alive. Naturals would like another run rule insurance run right here. Good battle by Wessel. He got a piece of his leg with that. Wessel said right off my toe. Drew Wessel, Noah Unziker on deck. Drew Wessel's going to take a walk on that.
That hurts, boy. He's handling that very well. He's just walking it off. He's been through this situation before. It's not the first time it's happened to him. But again, umpire goes out to talk to Blake at the mound to give him some time to let Wessel walk around and try to right himself and get him squared back up to getting ready to hit.
Drew Wessel said, best play made by a teammate here in Steamboat this week. Tyson Gertis laying out to roll a double play. Gertis was a starting pitcher in this game tonight, but he had a layout DP in the course of the World Series, and that was respected by that guy Wessel, who's going to hit a ball towards short. Nice play, sliding stop, and picked at first base. That's a heck of a play both sides. Good defense at short by Jace Borfin. That's a sweet pick by Caden Tiefetiller to end the top of the 6th. That run won't score, so it's a 9-run margin. And the Oklahoma Elite, they're going to need to hang up 2 here to keep this championship game alive.
Yeah, they've done what they've needed to do, just keep them where they were so the lead didn't get worse. So now it's time to produce. Got to do it now.
So we've been talking about Ted Burquest and his chops out there as an umpire. Now he's the game information manager. So our plate umpire just came over and said, hey, did you guys catch what happened out there? We didn't see it, but that last inning when Jake Cromer pitched,
right?
What happened?
Well, when he walked by in the warm-ups before the people were taking the field, and during the warm-ups he got on the mound, touched the rubber. That means he has to pitch to at least one batter.
Walked out, picked up the baseball. Yeah. He was just out there to help his teammate, Tyler Palmer. Going to probably welcome him back. You know, Jake's over there playing third base. So he's going to come out and say, hey, man, go get him. Yeah. Well, because he took the mound and because we've got a top-notch umpiring crew, including Ted Burquest, who saw that and said, hey, you have to appear now when you come out and take the ball at the mound. And so that's why Cromer got the call.
That's why Cromer got the call.
I like your interpretation. Yeah. Coach wanted to give him an inning. We'll give Coach credit.
Absolutely. We're guessing, and we're guessing wrong as usual.
Now Coach looks great. I mean, we shouldn't have said that. We should have said, yeah, they sent him in for that one-hitter curveball show-off, and then get him right back out of there.
Well, what a true moment, you know, for him to get through that situation successfully. It's just a great moment for the young man now.
Well, we saw him smiling huge during the course of that,
wipe the smile off his face. It's beautiful. And then come up and stroke a triple the next inning.
Yeah, why not? Bring out the kid can rake line. Jace Borfin just made that play at short, the sliding play to end the top of the 6th. Borfin batting.
That was a great play. Great scoop at first.
Ground out and a line out in his line so far for Jace, batting the number 2 spot. So 2, 3, 4 in the order coming up here for Oklahoma Elite. Got a good part of the order if they're going to try to generate a couple of runs and keep this game alive. 3-1 pitch is nicely placed. Nice to see a 3-1 pitch that wasn't just tubed. That was placed well for a 3-2 count.
Right on the knees, absolutely.
Up the middle, runner aboard. And now the run rule avoiding run will come to the plate. with one on, and Blake Robertson, the number 3 batter with big power, stepping in. Good swing there, good 3-2 delivery by Borfin.
That's what we just talked about. What they needed to do was to get base runners on. They did that with nobody out, so obviously it started, but the table's going to be set.
This ball hit hard, chance for 2. Natural's going to go for the turn, and the bobble on the exchange. The force out at second base was taken, so lead runner out, 1 down, and taking over running at first base, Blake Robertson.
Yeah, tough play. Going glove side, had to spin back to short to make that play to get that lead runner. That's a great heads-up play. Smart baseball, fundamental baseball. Played very well.
Here's Caden Tiefetiller. What'd he do last time? Knocked one off the light pole out beyond the right center fence, about halfway up that pole. The only home run of the game. There's a bender that got him reaching.
Good pitch. You can see he's kind of eager. You know, he's had success today, so he wants to kind of lunge to the last fastball, so he thought he'd throw him off speed as well.
Ball called there. 2-1 count, 2 ball, 1 strike count. Look over to first base.
I love it. Make sure you keep them honest over there. Sometimes they cross their feet. You get them at the right time.
That comes up and under the underarms of Tiefetiller. He blew out a little exhale after that pitch. Just missed him.
He looks like a grown man there, but you can tell he's a kid right there.
That's a great hack. He swung and missed. Good pitch by Tyler Palmer. What a nice looking swing, Caden Tiefetiller. And a little speed change. Pump of the fist from Tyler Palmer. That's a big pitch, big out. Chance to seal the championship now. 2 down. The run they need to keep it alive is at the plate. They got 1 on. They need 2 in here to keep this game going. The Naturals could seal it with an out right here.
Palmer had to feel good about that pitch sequence, the last batter. I mean, he changed speeds, hit spots, did exactly what he wanted to do.
And he comes with heat to start off the count 0-1. Now something with a little bend to it. It's fouled away. Quickly into an 0-2 count. Cade Horton now into battle mode, trying to keep this game alive. Levi Denny waits on deck if Horton can find a way to keep the game going. 0-2 pitch coming.
That's a good miss, 0-2. Go outside, hard fastball, maybe have someone reach.
That ball hit the short line out, and that will clinch it. Champions of the 2015 Triple Crown World Series 13-year-old division. Congratulations to the Nebraska Naturals, dogpiling at Howelson Hill Park. In that inning, the defensive play at second base on the lead runner fielder's choice, Tyson Gertis was playing second, made a nice stop on that to get that lead runner for that first out, and then it was a strikeout delivered by Tyler Palmer, and then it was a line out. Cade Horton, you know, if you're going to go down, that's a great way to go down, is with a rocket. But drilled the shortstop. Tyson Gordon played a good short for Nebraska Naturals. 11-2 the final score. Run rule comes into effect in the 6th inning, the 8-run rule after 6. And that was against an extraordinarily talented team that won the Triple Crown World Series last year's 12-year-olds. Now the Oklahoma Elite. I mean, how about that? 2 years in a row, championship game appearances, and they're here getting after it. I mean, that's a fantastic team, and they just got beat 11-2 by this Nebraska Naturals team who rolled in Steamboat.
They rolled. That's the beautiful thing about baseball. It's a beautiful thing about the game we love. The Naturals got hot, and every player on that lineup had at least 1 base hit, and most of them had 2 or 3 base hits. Great approach by this staff for these guys to hit, and they got hot and stayed hot through this game. and strong pitching, kept them at bay, kept Oklahoma Elite at bay. And now we see the handshake line at home plate coming across, showing the great sportsmanship for both teams. Both teams have great respect for each other, I'm sure. They know that they just caught the Oklahoma Elite a little bit off balance for this championship game. If you play a series, who knows, right?
Naturals, the visiting team, they came out, put up 4 runs in the top of the first, got up 4-0, right, and then got 3 more in the third. They got 4 in the, what was that, the fourth inning. They put up 4 more.
Yep.
Got that 11-2 count. That's unbelievable stuff. And just let's recap for the Naturals. They go through Steamboat. Neither team coming in here had lost a game in this tournament.
Right, both
again, another tip of the cap for both of them, because this bracket was not by any means a walkthrough.
Right.
But Nebraska Naturals, here's their path. On Wednesday, they won 2 ball games, 12-4 over 5280 Elite out of Colorado, and also a win that same day on Wednesday, 15-5 over Missoula Baseball Club. Thursday, just 1 game that day against the Fort Bend Skeeters out of Texas.
Yeah.
That was the closest game of the tournament. It was a 5-4 game. Naturals, they were down in their last bat, bottom of the 7th, and got a 2-run walk-off single from Ethan Urban.
That's right.
In the bottom of the 7th to beat the Skeeters. Now, if they go 2-1, that would have put them 2-1 in pool play and completely changed their path, and they may not be standing here. So that big win over the Skeeters on Thursday was a nail-biter. Took them to 3-0 in pool play. Then they started the double elim bracket to fight their way to this championship game, and then it just got lopsided. Friday, 2 games, Naturals make it 13-5 over Bombers of California and 15-4 over Fort Collins Tigers of Colorado. And that team, the Tigers, took 3rd in Park City last year. Fort Collins team, Ernie Romero's group, beating them 15-4. That's some things.
That's a well-coached ball club for sure.
And then Saturday, today, you go Nebraska Naturals 11-3 over Texas Sticks Black, who were rolling through the bracket.
Yep.
You go 13-5 over Thunder Academy Red out of Colorado. And then you go 11-2 over the undefeated Oklahoma Elite. And that's just another summary of a week of brilliant baseball by Nebraska Naturals.
Right. These guys are from the Omaha area, and I talked to some of the parents before the game. They said, "Hey, make sure to mention that we are a local team. We don't pull people from everywhere to make a big academy type pull, and you don't have a bunch of guys through our lineup 6 foot tall and dads that are 6'8" and that kind of thing. We are a team that it's homegrown, local guys, and they've stuck together for a number of years. So they stuck together with the same approach, and look what happens with a World Championship."
Well, that puts a cap on the 13-year-old bracket, 11-2, the final score in this championship game of the 13-year-olds. Second place this year, Oklahoma Elite. Congratulations to them again, and champions Nebraska Naturals. Tomorrow at 2 o'clock Mountain Time, it's the 11-year-old championship game of the Triple Crown World Series. Again, 2 o'clock Mountain on Sunday. That's tomorrow if you're watching this live right now. And it'll be the 11-year-old championship game again right here on this same field. We'll be back with you for that one as well. Kevin Williams next to me, and for Kyle Fino and Mariah Trujillo and our entire crew with Goalmaster28, our technical producers, we appreciate their efforts. Also our thanks to Andy Hansen and the media relations crew at Triple Crown Sports and all the Triple Crown staff here at Steamboat who've helped put this process together. This game produced by Triple Crown Sports in association with Goalmaster28 Productions, presented by Baseball America. We've had a good time tonight. Congratulations to our winners. We're back here tomorrow, 11-year-olds. Kevin, thank you for your efforts tonight.
Thank you, Coach. Yeah, thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Let's go enjoy that condo and
That's
one of the
right.
numerous fine restaurants here in Steamboat. And we'll see everybody tomorrow on WatchTCS.com. Champions, Nebraska Naturals, 11-2 winners in the 13-year-old championship game.